and that we color corrected and concealed some of the imperfections. As you can see, it looks like a canvas ready to apply the rest of the products, but not yet actually, because we just applied cream products on her face, right? Foundation, well, primer, foundation, and all the color correctors and all the concealers make her skin a little bit tacky. So if I were to come with my contour and highlight, which is powder, and just go over a tacky skin, then I would have blotches and it would look blotchy, right? Because the skin would trap and grab any product that I put on top of it. Reason why it's important to apply powder, face powder, right? Setting powder, they call it. Now there is a lot to say about powders. So the important thing is that you remember that it doesn't matter the presentation, they all behave almost the same way. And I go like this almost because there are some that add a little something else, but I'll explain more. First of all, it doesn't matter if the powder is compact, you know, like the hard ones that you go and take with your brush, or if they come loose, like this presentation, the loose powder. As long as the formula is the same, they behave the same way. It doesn't matter if they are pressed or loose. The other thing that you can find with powders is that some are sheer, meaning translucent. The only thing they do is they take away the shine of the face, right? Because that's one of the functions of powder, to make the face matte. Another function that it has is to leave the skin looking like velvet, you know, softer, velvety. And the other one is to set the foundation. So if that's all you want, if you just want to control the shine, if you just want to set the foundation and make the skin look velvety, choose a powder. It doesn't matter if it's pressed or loose, but choose a powder that is translucent, meaning that it will not leave any color on the skin and it will not add any coverage, you know? Because when you add some, let me explain. I know it sounds a little bit crazy. Some powders contain something called talc, which is a mineral. Now talc is like a laminated mineral, right? That the more you go applying, it goes like that, it goes building up. And talc has the power of covering what's underneath. So it might give the face kind of like a more cardboard look if you apply too much of that. Once again, always look at your products, read the list of ingredients and study it a little bit, right? Just to see what are the special properties of that particular powder. But at the same time, even if it adds coverage, it still takes care of those three main functions that I told you. It still takes care of the shine, it still helps set the foundation, and it still makes the skin look velvety. It's just that one covers. Most of the HD powders that you're going to find are translucent, meaning they don't give color, they don't give coverage. They just do the functions I told you without changing at all what you're seeing. Now, other powders have a shimmery finish to them. Those are beautiful, but be careful, because shimmer on the face adds volume and it also enhances the texture of the skin, right? So if you have somebody with big open pores or somebody mature skin with wrinkles and you apply that powder, that shimmer is going to make everything be more noticeable. The pores are going to look more open, the wrinkles are going to be more marked and everything, only because the shimmer part of the powder is drawing attention to them, is reflecting the light and therefore making everything more noticeable. So beware of shimmery powders. I'm not saying not use them, just use them cautiously. Also, if you have somebody with oily skin and you apply a shimmery powder, it's gonna look like the face is oilier, right? There is another type of powders, which are the ones with color. And it's not like that's gonna change a lot the foundation, but it will alter it. So just beware. Nothing is bad in makeup. Just beware and know how each product behaves. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what powder you choose. It doesn't matter because they all do the three same functions. Now, I said it doesn't matter, but at the same time it does. I already gave you very clear warnings. Beware of the things I told you. Beware of how to use the ones with color, and beware how to use the ones with talk. You know, you can see, you can tell them apart, because when you take it and you apply it here, you can see that it looks more opaque and more dull than the ones that are translucent, right? And also beware of those with color, so that doesn't change the good job that you already did, right? Now, how do you apply it, and what do you apply it with? Now, you can apply it with a brush. You can also apply it with a puff. Now, the difference is big between both. When it comes to brushes, let's start with brushes first. When it comes to brushes, I suggest that you get yourself a big, fluffy brush for the powder. Some people apply it with smaller, more tapered type of brushes. You're gonna see why I don't like this so much. I love this for details, but in order to do a good application, I prefer a big, fluffy, natural hair brush. Some people also apply it with this. I don't like it with this type of fan brush. Why? Because it gets messy. It gets messy. It delivers powder everywhere. It just goes everywhere, right? But not only that, because, well, you're gonna see. Before I continue talking about the different brushes, why don't I show you how I did this one, and then you're gonna understand why I like the other one so much. Okay, first of all, and before I apply it, let me tell you the most important thing I will tell you in this whole video. Too much powder on the skin will make it look older. That's simple. If I have a 15-year-old girl and I want her to look 30, I just add more powder to her skin. Why? Because as we grow, our skin goes getting dull. So the more powder you pack on the skin, the more it's going to look dull and lifeless. So this is a wonderful product. I love it. I can't live without powders. Especially this Imera one. It's really good, and you're going to see why. But if you overdo it with powder, you will make the person look older. You will make that skin look opaque, dull. The lines of expression are going to be even more marked. All the texture in the skin is going to be enhanced. And the most important thing, the person will look either sick or older. Because who has dull skin? Only sick or older people, right? You can never apply so much as to get rid of that beautiful shine that makes the skin look radiant. So I had to say that because I only take powder once, and I don't go dipping and applying. No, I take it only once, and with that take of powder, I do the whole face and leave it at that, right? Because later on at the end, I'm gonna add another one. So the best way to do it is you come and you take a little bit, okay? This one, when it's loose powder, you have to be careful because by pure static, you get a lot of powder on the brush. So always get rid of the excess. Now, if I were to just come and apply this on her face, even if I shake it, it would be patchy. My application would be patchy because I have a lot of powder on the top. So as soon as I go like this, the area where I go is going to be drier than the rest, right? So what I suggest that you always do, you took your powder and then you go like this, rolling it in a surface. The lid is it's a wonderful instrument to do it. Look what I'm doing. I am putting it in and rolling it in here. Now what I just did is I made sure that all the powder is inside of my brush and not only on the top. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm
She had to
holding
go-
it.
Oh, it's okay. You don't need to hold it. That's a natural thing. And when you're working with somebody, people cough, people sneeze, people fall asleep sometimes. Don't even apologize. Thank you, Luana. You're a wonderful model. And I love working with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll cough. Anyway, so like I said, and if you need to sneeze, sneeze. Okay? So I do this. Now all the powder is inside of the brush, not on the surface. So when I start distributing it, it will be an even application, right? Not patchy, more in one place than others. Now beware before, since powder sets the foundation or the concealers, beware to blend well your concealers, because what happens is the face has movement, right? So as people go talking or smiling or coughing, right, or smiling, the concealer might crease under the eye. If you apply the powder and the concealer is creased, you are sealing those lines the way they are. You don't want that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nice brush and just blend the concealer, just patting it a little bit more before I apply the powder. You don't need to lift your head, madam. Just look up a second. Thank you. Just so I make sure that there are no lines or nothing that would get on my way. And once I got rid of that, now I come with my brush. Always start with the T-zone because it's the oiliest area of the face. And the way I like it is I place it, I push it just very gently, and then I roll it and move it. Place it, roll it and move it. Close your eyes, please. On the nose. In this way, look, open, right, and roll it. And in that way, what I am doing is all that beautiful powder that I put inside of the brush, now it's coming to the face in a very natural way. So the way to do this is you put the brush, you press it just very little, and then you twirl and move. Twirl and move, right? And this feels really good. Doesn't it feel really good?
Like a massage.
Like a massage. I tell you, everything I do is geared to make her feel in heaven. Why? Because then she will come back to me. Not only that, but because people who are like this, suffering in the makeup, I've seen makeup artists do this. Close your eyes, please. Right? So the poor customer is like this, afraid, ooh, they are beating me. So then that face is gonna not look as good because it's not relaxed. But when they are relaxed, they look radiant, right? So once again, I just finish, a little massage. Close your eyes, please. I always ask them to close their eyes because since this is a big fluffy brush, I don't want it to get on their eyes, and I'm just like, look, what I'm doing is just massaging the skin and just finishing whatever powder I have in here, right? So since I do the application like that, obviously this brush doesn't allow me. But this would be a fantastic brush in case that I just want to do little touches, right? I would still do the same. Let's say that I just want to add a little bit more powder here. That's what the fan brushes are really good for, right? Let's say only here, because I don't want it to go everywhere. So I can use this one. And this other brush works beautifully to just go in certain areas, right? But I still do the rolling. Finally, the puffs. Puffs are fantastic for photo shoots. Be careful for real life because we tend to apply too much powder with puffs. The way to do it is come and you take the powder on your puff and then you smear it like this. You move it in the puff. So it goes in like this, right? And once it's in, then you come and you press it. You press. You press. You do not move it around, because if you do, what you are going to cause is you're going to be removing what's underneath. Finally, if you want to apply a little bit of powder to under the eyes, you could use a smaller brush. But I am not really big on putting powders under the eyes, because I think that creases. Anyway, so that's all I have to tell you about powders, and I hope that it helped you be able to tell them apart a little bit better. Thank you.